Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Grom and the River Troll Hag are cooking up something fierce as they face off against the forces of Bretonnia. So I have myself is going to be leading the Greenskin forces, and we have Rinsler will be leading the Bretonnians. So for the Greenskins, we do have a front line of Orc Boys, and they will be backed up by a trio of Stone Trolls. So quite the heavy hitters right there, and they will be supported by Grom the Paunch, and he does have Language of the Boys. He has the Great Un is here. We have Lucky Banner and Axe of Grom. So that would be providing a bit of immune psychology for the trolls, which is very, very important, as well as a little bit of extra leadership, and then just some damage resistance for himself. We also have a Goblin Big Boss with They Need Stabbin', and we have the Giant River Troll Hag, which is going to be bringing Mither and Spirit Leech. And then for a little bit of rear support, we do have some goblins with spears, and then we have the 8-peak loonies, the Night Goblins Fanatics ROR. So they will have their Unbreakable, and they will have their spinning loons. So that'll be some pretty good fun there. And then on the flank, we do have the Mogrebs Magi Marauders with their armor piercing. We also have Orc Boar Boy Biggins, pair of those, as well as some Forest Goblin Spider Riders to get a little bit of poison into that cav engagement to allow those Orc War Boy Biggins to contend with the Bretonnian cavalry. But of course, the Bretonnians, they do have poison of their own, and they will have a couple of Peasant Bowmen with Pox Arrows, as well as a couple of just the regular variant. But for their leadership department, they do have the Fey Enchantress, and the Fey Enchantress is going to be bringing the Earthblood and the Chalice of Potions as well. We also have the Green Knight with Dolores Blade, and we have the Paladin with Guardian to provide a little bit of extra damage resistance to all of these units here. For the rest of the units, we do have a front line of peasant mobs in that front line. Very cheap chaff units, very common sight to see for Bretonnia. And then we do have some spearmen at arms in kind of just protecting them and provide a little bit of extra staying power to that front line, allowing those peasant bowmen to continue to fire in. However, the meat and potatoes of the Bretonnian army, as is always, is going to be the cavalry. So they do have some Knights of the Realm, questing knights, and they also have the Knights Errant here, and then they have a couple RORs with the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis, the Knights Errant ROR, as well as the Champions of Quenelles, the ROR for the Questing Knights. So a lot of cav units there, and a very strong hero core as well. So that's going to be where Bretonnia needs to win that battle. And they have to do so rather quickly, because the Greenskins will break through that front line themselves in good time. So let's get this show on the road, as both armies are going to start to slowly advance on one another, as the Greenskins have a very tight formation, kind of just keeping all of those stone trolls close by each other, and then having Grom as well to just provide that immune to psychology and that a little bit extra leadership as well. And then the Bretonnians slowly moving their way out of the tree line, as the Greenskins are going to move a little forward with the Mogrebs Major Marauders trying to get a few shots in, but the Peasant Bowmen are quick to respond, firing away and doing some good damage to them. However, they're trying to dodge the few shots, but they are taking a decent amount of damage so far, and a few shots going the way of the Peasants. So they're going to want to be pulling back, waiting for the rest of the front line to really engage and keep these peasants otherwise occupied, and hopefully keep the especially the Pox variant away from their own cav units. So right now they're just slowly moving their way forward, looking to kind of overload the right flank just a little bit to avoid just engaging it right in the middle and getting surrounded on both sides. So just trying to eliminate that as much as possible. But the cavalry are going to be charging in, and the Greenskins will respond with their stone trolls, and those stone trolls are doing quite a bit of damage off the charge. Both of those Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis and these Knights Errant taking quite a bit of damage already. However, the Green Knight, the Fey Enchantress, and the Paladin are all engaging on this flank here with those stone trolls, and they've been doing quite a bit of good work there. There's not a whole lot of other support, but the Greenskins are really focusing hard on this right flank, already catching out a couple of the Peasant Bowmen with the charges from their own cavalry corps, and these Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis not really getting a charge of their own, just kind of getting stuck in that engagement. But the Stone Trolls mixed in with the Orc Boys, and Grom himself is really doing a number on this right flank. However, the left flank of the Greenskins is going very well for the Bretonnians, as they're able to break down these Stone Trolls very, very quickly, as well as the Orc Boys boys that were there, and that just very quickly mulching through that flank, not taking a whole lot of damage in return. But the right flank for the Greenskins is going very well, as the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis routing already. The Champions Cornell's also routing. We have a Chalice of Potions going down on top of the Stone Trolls. Not really the best target, really, for them. Honestly, this little blob here would have been just a keen target for them. However, we do have the Giant River Troll Hag trying to get looks like a Spirit Leech going down on top of the Green Knight. Very good target there, trying to whittle that Green Knight down as best as possible, because there's not really a whole lot of good I guess, good characters to deal with that. You just have to slowly grind that Green Knight down as best you can. Stone Trolls will actually do fairly well because they are a little bit of magic resist, but the rest of the engagement, we do have some Orc Boar Biggins trying to chase some units out into the far flanks, but we're getting a nice rear charge here from the Knights of the Realm into these Orc Boys and into the rear of this formation, but a very nice Fanatics here, just ripping through the Spearmen and the Peasant mobs, just clearing out the chaff units of the Bretonnians. And we do have a little cav engagement here underway, as these Knights Errant and these Questing Knights get a nice charge off into the Orc Boar Biggins, but the Great Un is here as Grom is in to support this engagement, as well as the Force Goblin Spider Rider, so they are giving poison to this engagement here, and that is really what they need, because the Bretonnians, they don't have any poison themselves coming in. We just have some peasants on the side here, but these Pox Arrows are not firing into this cav blob, as Grom is going to be able to hold these two cavalry units here, allowing these Orc Boar Boys to kind of pull out and get a nice charge off as they do cycle back around and charge into this engagement once again. So that'll be a nice, and these Knights Errant will start to kind of pull out. However, the Greenskins are losing a lot of their stopping power in the main melee fight, as two Stone Trolls are going to be routing here, and the Paladin and the Fey Enchantress are going to be in hot pursuit. They do lose a Knights of the Realm, and the Green Knight is though engaged with the Goblin Big Boss, and he should do some good work there. However, this cav engagement for Bretonnians is going a little poorly, as these Knights Errant and Questing Knights are both routed off just in time to save these Force Goblin Spider Riders, but now these Peasants are going to be starting to fire in with their poison. However, now that the cav is gone, these cav units for the Greenskins are going to have free reign to just chase these Peasants down very, very quickly, as most of the heavy hitters are now kind of off into the edges of the map, chasing off some units. I mean, of course, chasing off the Stone Trolls is very, very important, though, because you do not want those guys coming back. And the Green Knight is engaged with the Giant River Troll Hag. Giant River Troll Hag getting a little isolated here, and that's a very good target for that Green Knight, as it does look like he pops, actually Mithrid does go down onto the Green Knight, trying to allow the Giant River Troll Hag to get away, as well as a Spirit Leech doing a little bit extra damage. Chalice of Potion is going to be trying to come down on top of these goblins. Again, not really the best target for that cast here, and it will miss with quite a long turn-up time. But here comes some of the returning Questing Knights and the Knights Errant. However, they are going to be going right into the fire here, as the Orc Boar Biggins are just right here, and though some of the units are a little preoccupied chasing off some of the Peasant Bowmen, however, the Wa does go off, and this is a very healthy Orc Boar Biggins unit against two very weakened units of Questing Knights and Knights Errant. Especially with that Wa, those Orc Boar Biggins will be able to win that engagement there, and now it is just down to, I mean, there is a few units left, but a lot of the chaff units for the Bretonnians has been beaten down pretty well. We do have some Peasants with poison, though, firing in, providing a little bit of extra support, though Grom is going to be able to beat the Fey Enchantress very, very easily, especially if the Green Knight is not going to be around to really support, and he is kind of otherwise occupied with these Orc Boys and those Goblins, and he does have a Spirit Leech, so Earthblood does go down, trying to heal up all these units, and now that the Green Knight does finally come into this engagement, the Fey Enchantress is wavering right now, as they need Stamina also, and she does rout, and that is going to be very, very unfortunate for the Bretonnians, as there isn't a whole lot of stuff left for the Bretonnians to really deal with things, as the Paladin is way off into the fringes of the map, as well as these units of the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis, and the rest of the units are just slowly getting broken down piece by piece by these mobility of the Greenskins, and it is now just down to the Green Knight, as Grom and the Giant River Troll Hag do just kind of pull out of the engagement and allowing just the chaff units and that Goblin Big Boss to just kind of whittle them down. So Spirit Leeches from here on out onto that Green Knight. Dolores Blade is active, though, giving some nice armor piercing, can maybe break down that Goblin Big Boss pretty quickly. However, there's just too many units left right now, and it is just going to be on the shoulders of the Green Knight, and that is going to be all she wrote, as the Greenskins are going to take this match. There's just nothing really left for that the Bretonnians can do at this point, losing all of their kind of support pretty early on. So we'll take a look at the after battle report, though. Grom getting 123 kills, coming in and out, supporting that cab engagement with his Orc Boar Boy Biggins, who did exceptionally good work this match. 124 kills apiece. Nice even distribution there, and a lot of that was against cav units. They had some very good engagements there, especially with some Stone Troll support. The Stone Trolls did get broken down a bit, especially the Greenskins left flank got broken down pretty early on, but the other two units quickly decimated the front line of the Bretonnians and the Fanatics, clearing out a lot of chaff units as well. And once all the chaff was gone for the Bretonnians, they really just didn't have the staying power to protect their peasant bowmen with pox arrows, and yeah, then the cavalry just kind of got broken apart from there. But otherwise, it was a very fun match. I do hope you all enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good one.